Okay. I told myself I have until 7:40 to do this recording, so I really truly only get one shot at this. Just real quick, over Domopalooza, obviously there was a lot of news about CodeEngine and workflows, and the first thing I thought to myself is I'm like, well, CodeEngine is great, but I want to be able to see the code that's getting generated and basically put that into GitHub. So how can I pull code out of CodeEngine and put it into a text file that I can store on the internet? And that was the project that I worked on for the a couple days. Um, but the easy part is where it all comes together. So, like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to put this video together, so here we are. What are we doing? I'm using my library called Domo library. I'm starting by generating an auth object. In this case, I'm going to use token auth. So I have a class that generates a token auth object and handles API credentials and all of that. All right. In our library, we have a class called Domo Data Center that allows me to basically search the query API, and I have a function called search code engine. All you have to do is pass the auth parameter, and it returns to you a list of Domo versions, or the most recent version of a package. And I guess if we wanted to see that, I could just print that real quick. Domo versions. I am applying a filter here that says only include versions where we're able to parse the functions. I have a function that is parsing the code that comes back from Domo. But anyway, so a version has a package ID. It's got the language associated with it. If it has a description, we capture that. We have some metadata, la la la. The part that we're interested in are the functions that get returned. So in this case, this package has a function called add owner to dataset. This next one has a package with a function called build table, and so on. And that's the stuff that we want to export. Okay. And then from there, I just have a quick function that handles the export process called handle get package. It will receive the Domo version. Remember, each package can have one or many versions, so I'm pulling the most recent version, but versions don't have names. So in order to get the name of the version or the package that we're looking at, I have to get the Domo package. I could probably integrate this into the class. And then I get package.name and pass it to the export command as get package name. Okay, the part we actually care about is in the folder called export. I can see here I exported all of the packages just by package ID, and then here I exported all the packages with the name. I guess you might be interested in seeing how Domo handles the dataset package, and here it is in all of its glory. Oh, that's interesting. So I haven't actually looked at this yet. They're using the V1 and V2 APIs. That's cool. They're using data source v3 to get metadata about a data set. They're using, where's dataset URL? Okay, so v3 ID uploads to upload data. Here's how they handle uploading in parts, and here's how they handle commit, which is indexing after you've uploaded the data set. And the query API they use is query v1 execute. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. Cool. Right. So how can you use this in your own real world work? If you take the time to figure out, okay, so how do they query with SQL? You receive a data set, you receive the SQL query. Here they define a function for converting the response. Okay, but what is the actual query that they send? They say, okay, hit the query URL. The query URL was defined up here. Yeah, replace ID with the dataset ID. That makes sense. Your body is just passing the SQL. Okay. They have a custom library called CodeEngine send request, but obviously you could use um, asyncio, not asyncio. What's the request library in JavaScript? Is it fetch? And then you have a function for converting the response, and basically this is something you would want to take with you. This bit here is how you convert the response. And actually, guys, those of you working with ZDX, right, this is actually a clean way, or this is how Domo anyway handles converting the API response to a list. And ideally, you would build this into a library and do the thing. Let's take a look at another one. Do I have time? I do. Revoke data set access. That's great. So they have a function that says, here's a data set, here's the person. How do I remove their ability to access it? So we construct API data sources, pass in the data set ID / permissions / user ID. And then we're going to send the request delete. Okay. So send a delete request to that URL, and that will remove that person's access. That's actually kind of cool. I don't think I have that in my code base. What about append to a data set? Ooh, fun. Ah, nice. So you take your uploads URL, again, pass in the data set ID. The body that you need to pass is action, uploading, append ID is the latest. Do you have to send 3 requests? Let's see. So first you send the request, a post request, get the upload response. From the upload response, you have to extract the upload ID. Yeah. So uploading to a data set is actually a 1, 2, 3-step process. First, you have to get an upload ID. I've covered this in a previous tutorial. You get an upload ID. Once you have the upload ID, it basically says, okay, this is where I'm sending the data to. Then you can actually send the next request where you actually put or send the data that you're interested in sending. Once you've done the send, then you have to commit. You have to say, hey, I want you to index my data set. And so then the last command will be your send request that says hit the commit API in order to do the thing. So again, uploading data sets with a library like this makes it kind of simple because it's a 3-step process, but there you go. Anyway, what I really wanted to highlight to you guys is that if you want to kind of manage the code that you're building in CodeEngine, this tutorial is on the internet. I'll link it in the video. All right, catch you guys later. Bye.